All right, we are live on this thing right now. Hopefully, some of you will come in here in just a minute. The brackets are being revealed right now. Mine's been a little quirky. All right, here we go. Duke is the first one that we're announcing. East region, Duke is in right now. Where will Tennessee go? I've not really seen. We know Tennessee is not in San Diego right now. I'm thinking 5 seed for Tennessee. So the first 5, I just can't see them falling to a 6 seed at this point. So it doesn't look like we'll be in the East region. I've not seen what the latest projection is. Let's see. Kind of looking. I don't really see. I hadn't seen any projections here recently on it. Tennessee. So Tennessee will not be in the East. Louisville's the 6th. I think that Tennessee goes there, but I don't see it. Yeah, I'm going to talk about this one here in a little bit. I'm definitely going to talk about baseball, make some content after this selection show things over. Yeah, it was a tough one. A lot. I saw the end of it. I didn't see a lot of it today. I know they were up 5-0 at one point. So. Let's see who we got. Louisville, South Florida, Michigan State at 3, UCLA, UCF. I don't really have the sound going too much. UConn the 2. UConn Duke. That'd be an interesting bracket. Let's see what's the latest. Let's see. Lenardi's last one, he had Tennessee in the Midwest against Santa Clara or Miami of Ohio as a 6. In the bracket with Virginia, Iowa State. I would take that if we got it. I would not have a problem with that at all. So, of course, as we know, this thing will drag out. They'll discuss this bracket, go to commercial, and so on. So we'll see. Lenardi's got us as a 6 in the Midwest. We'll see how that holds up. Pretty interesting bracket. Your old Bruce. I guess Bruce recovered from spazzing out over the weekend. Yeah, we'll go to commercial next. I've not seen who the top 4. I'm assuming it's Duke, Michigan. Is Florida still the 1? I'm assuming since UConn didn't get it. I would guess Florida and Arizona are your 4 number 1s on there. If you're in there, I'm not actually streaming it. If you're in here to watch, I did that last year and I got shut down on it and got flagged for it. So that's why I'm not showing the bracket reveal. Even though it's available online, it's still not there. How many minutes Ethan Berg? I mean, he keeps getting more minutes. I mean, he's done some pretty good things lately. So I think it depends. Yeah, I don't know. I think he brings more offense to the table right now than Boswell's bringing. So it's something you got to consider on that. I can't help but think, depending on what happens here, but I can't help but think that I don't know. I say it that Barnes' philosophy will change and go more offensive next year, but it's the same thing each year. I think Barnes may be who he is at this point. Yeah, I think Elander would like to have that one back today for sure. If a guy doesn't have it, a guy doesn't have it. I know they line up the pitches. I know they've got them lined up to do stuff, but from when a guy just doesn't have it, you just don't keep him in for the sake of keeping him in on it. And that's something that I felt they did last year some too. It cost them the game today. Let's put it that way. Bullpen didn't get the job done, and Blanco, the starters, did really good this weekend, but let's see, nothing still on commercial on here, I'm guessing, unless it's mine says we'll come back 20 minutes. Big night on sports tonight. Of course, brackets revealed right now, but man, if you're a baseball fan tonight, it does not get any better. USA, Dominican Republic, Paul Skeens against that Dominican Republic lineup is going to be insane. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be crazy tonight. I think Skeens, from what I've heard, goes to about 85 pitches tonight. So we'll see, man. That's as must-see TV as there is for baseball tonight. It does not get any better than that. What are we at, the West region now with Arizona, I would assume? West region, Arizona. If we're in this bracket, I bet we're going to Portland. I'm still curious to see if we're 5 or 6 is going to be the thing for me. I personally would rather be a 6, but yeah, we'll talk some baseball here in a few minutes on it. Hadn't really talked much about it. Yeah, that was a tough one today on it. Okay, we're not the 5 in the West. Well, High Point's back. I think High Point win last year. I'm trying to think. I think they were a popular upset pick. I can't remember if they pulled it off or not. I definitely don't think Tennessee's the 4 in Portland. I don't see any way that's happening. That's got to be somebody out west. Oh, Arkansas's the 4. Wow. Goes to show you the SEC tournament doesn't mean anything. Arkansas wins the tournament, gets a 4 seed, and gets shipped out to Portland, Oregon for the first 2 rounds. That's Tennessee's definitely not a 4. Tennessee's not going to be in the West region, not unless they somehow drop to a 7, which I don't see happening. BYU's to 6 here. Texas or NC State plays in. Okay. Tennessee is, again, they're not going to be West Region. I don't see that happening. Gonzaga, that could be pretty crazy. Then Gonzaga and BYU in the second round. All right, so Tennessee will be in one of the last two brackets. Then Miami's the 7. Miami, Missouri. Missouri's the 10. Okay. Who does go? I'm just curious here. I'm look at All right, so we don't match up with Purdue. That's a good thing because we know how these Purdue games go. Yeah, St. John's. Yeah, St. John's is the 5 for sure with Kansas and Duke. What's up, Kyle Beach? Good to see you in here, man. Yeah, because Kansas. Let's see. I'm trying to see where they had Kansas. Oh, Lenardi had them a 5. Okay, I was curious on that. All right, so we're either going to be South or Midwest. Man, I wish something crazy would happen. We get in Greenville. I might have to figure out a way to take off to Greenville since it's only about an hour away. I don't know how we would get paired in that regard. I'm looking at. I know Lenardi's not. He's pretty good with his stuff. I mean, if Alabama's a 4 and 1, we're not going to be the 5. I don't think on that. If Vanderbilt's a 4, we're not going to be 4. Because you got to think you're. I don't know. With Kansas being a 4, that might have put something else down early. Yeah, tough one today, man. Tough loss today. I mean, had it, 5-0. Georgia comes back. Thought Stone Lawless had pulled off the heroics. I felt like that ball died. I thought he killed it. And heck of a play by the Georgia guy to end it. I mean, that was, and you got to give hats off to them on it. We'll talk a little baseball while they're here on commercial. I've not read any, so all right. So they had on VolQuest an article about why Elander stuck with Krenzel. He said Krenzel's been our guy all year. He's been really good for some pitch in the league. I have a ton of confidence in him. Started the 7th with a strikeout, but then a single back-to-back walks. I was told too his warm-up was pretty rough. I didn't see it. So 2 gone in the 7th, then Krenzel gives up the 3-run home run. I don't know, man. I think sometimes when a guy doesn't have it, a guy doesn't have it. And But that's, I'm not there every day either. So I know what they know. Krenzel, I mean, he's been really good for the most part. I'm gonna look at the box score on him. I mean, 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks. That's a tough. I don't know, man. Again, to me, when a guy doesn't have it, a guy doesn't have it. But yeah, I mean, Blanco went 107 pitches, 5 2/3, 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. I mean, the starters this weekend were good. Series stats. I'm gonna look to series stats. They've got that up for the weekend. Manny Marin 462, Grimmer 400. Those two hit well this weekend. Chapman had a big 2-run, double in the first today, 273. Brown 250. Myatt 222, 2 for 9. Ford 3 out of 14. He had a big hit Friday. Garrett Wright 167. Stone 125. Jay Abernathy 083. Levi Clark, I mean, let's see, Levi was 2 out of 3 today? That was good to see. Newstrom 0 for 2. Antigua 0 for 0. Let's see, Blanco gave up 3. Mack and Coons 4. Krenzel 5. And then Arvidsson, Appenzeller, Rudy, none. Frederick didn't get charged with any, but Frederick come in and did not get the job done on Friday night. Tough line for Coons on Friday night, in my opinion, but that's baseball. That's how the lines work sometimes. All right, let's see what that one still chaps me, man. That Furman. I mean, Furman took care of business. ETSU, man. I don't know. I say this. I've said it for years on it. I absolutely hate the fact that a conference tournament, a 3 or 4 day conference tournament, determines who gets in over the full body of work. I absolutely hate it. And they say they put the best 68 in. They're not putting the best 68 in, or every regular season conference champion would automatically be in. Just my opinion on that. All right, looks like we've probably got Midwest right here. This could be our bracket. Michigan's the 1 seed. 4, 4, 5. We're going to Tampa. I got to think 5 or 6. I know I keep saying that. I don't see 4. 4. I'm sorry. Georgia 8 seed. So yeah, there's quite a few. Somebody said it. There's quite a few SEC teams that haven't been called. I'm not seeing Kentucky. I'm not seeing Vanderbilt, Alabama, Tennessee. Well, we're not playing. Not unless we're a 4. I don't see it. I have not seen this. Is this the talk right now? Let me check. I don't know. Maybe that's the rumor going right now. I'm not seeing. So Alabama's the 4 in Tampa. Alabama and Hofstra. We'll get some water here real quick. Oh, there we are. Number 6 seed, Tennessee in Miami, in Philadelphia, playing the winner of Miami, Ohio, and SMU in the first round. There we go. We are a 6 seed in Philadelphia. Let's see who our 3 that we're paired with is. Gotta be probably Villanova or something. I don't know. I know it's not Villanova. It's got to be a Big East team, I bet. Oh, no, it is Virginia. Okay, that was some of the predictions that Tennessee would be paired with Virginia. Okay. So for Tennessee, Miami against Miami of Ohio or SMU on Friday. There's Kentucky on our side again. Kentucky, the 7 seed. That would be hilarious. Again, Sweet 16th. It's Tennessee, Kentucky. Let's do it. We owe them again. And the 2 seed on this side is at Iowa State, I bet. Yeah, Iowa State. Okay. I don't mind that side of the bracket. I'll be honest, I really don't. Not initially. I don't. I think that's a bracket. If this team shows up, they could do some damage on this side. I really think they can. Yeah, I know Miami, Ohio, and SMU is pretty good. I like Tennessee over both of them, though. You know, Miami of Ohio lost 1 game. They just lost it last week to UMass. But look, obviously, SMU. Trying to see kind of what. Let's see. Common games for SMU. They won at Mississippi State OT, lost at Vandy, beat Texas A&M at home, lost to LSU. Their bigger wins, they beat North Carolina, played Duke pretty tough at Duke, lost to Virginia by 4, lost to Louisville, lost to NC State by 1, beat Louisville the second time, beat Syracuse, and then they lost to Louisville in the ACC tournament. So, look at Miami and Ohio, see who they played. Let's see, Wright State, I know made the tournament. Akron made it. They beat Akron by 3. And they lost to UMass. And I don't know. I don't hate this draw. I don't hate this draw for Tennessee. Oh, I forgot about BJ Edwards. I totally forgot about that one. I forgot about BJ Edwards. That's a good point on that. If we win, we'll play the winner of Virginia. Who was it? I can't remember now. I had it pulled up. I was looking at Miami of Ohio's schedule, which is not impressive. Yeah, that will be the interesting. B.J. Edwards, man, I think we would like to have B.J. Edwards still. There's a few guys around the country right now that transferred out that I think Tennessee would like to have right now. But I mean, I guess it's part on them. I mean, you look at Freddie Dillon averaged 14 points for Penn State. Well, she had Cam Carr. It would have been nice to have had him. B.J. Edwards. I mean, some pretty good players that could have really helped this team this year. And Cam Carr averaged 19.2 points per game this year. It's pretty good. I was thinking B.J. Edwards had a pretty good BJ 12.7 points, 5.9 boards, right at 5 assists. That's pretty good, pretty solid numbers all the way around. That's 3 guys, man, could have helped this team a lot this year. Yeah, I totally think if Tennessee and Virginia play, it'll be a tough. I mean, it'll be one of those that goes down to it. Virginia, Wright State. That's it. Okay. Yeah, if you're in here, hit that thumbs up, guys. Appreciate you tuning in on here. We'll watch the rest of the draw. We've got our draw at this point. I do like the 6 seed better than a 5 seed for us. I think we're on a good side of the bracket if we'll get going. Oh gosh, how do I forget Awaka too? Yes, man, you had Awaka, Young, Carr, Edwards. Wow, it's a good team. If so, I still think the Jonas Adu thing screwed us up on Awaka, but we'll see on it. Florida's the final 1 seed. Vanderbilt's a 5 seed. Okay. Man, you could get Vanderbilt and Florida again in the Sweet 16 and see who the 4 seed is here. Andy gets McNeese. Four seed Nebraska. I know they were projected to be a 3 some at some point. So, to be honest, the way Vanderbilt's played here recently, I like Vanderbilt's chances to meet Florida again. So down the bottom. Oh, of course they put North Carolina as a 6 seed in Greenville. Come on, man. Come on. North Carolina, BCU. Let's see who the 3. I'm trying to think of any SEC teams we've not seen. There's not going to be any 3 seeds. I mean, Florida got the 1, and then the next highest was 4 seeds. Illinois is the 3, yet they get shipped to Greenville, and they potentially get North Carolina. I know it's South Carolina. It's a little bit of a drive, but North Carolina fans will travel for that. A&M, probably the final SEC team in against St. Mary's. St. Mary's is only pretty tough. Oh, you got Houston. We know Houston's pretty good. I mean, we beat them. They're pretty good. I mean, if we're going to give North Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, why not just give Furman that too? Let them play down there. Be a home game for them. Nebraska's never won a game in the tournament. Wow. I know that you don't see them in it very often. But let's see. Going down through the comments. Definitely play Friday. What's up, Douglas Graham? Member of the channel says I like being a 6 seed. I have no complaints. Me either. I like that better than being a 4 or 5. Yeah, I didn't watch. I didn't watch any sports hardly yesterday unless I caught it on. I was out all day with it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't imagine it didn't affect Florida any. No, we sent Auburn. We sent Auburn to the house. So I think that was pretty much. Yeah, I think if Auburn would have beaten us, they might have been in. But I think that was kind of it for that. So there's our bracket. Let's see if they got it on ESPN.com posted. And we'll kind of look at it here. Oh, yep. Here we go. All right. Let's share it and look at it here. Just a minute. Cody Martin for $2. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you. Just gives a $2 tip. Appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much for that one. A&M St. Mary's a buckyball. That'll be an interesting one. That'll be a fun game right there for sure. All right, let's take a look at this bracket here. Let's kind of break it down, see what we like on it. Let's see. Here we go. All right, so Tennessee side of the bracket, we are Midwest. We'll play either Miami of Ohio or SMU. I'm trying to think here. Is Wright State, they're not in the MAC, are they? Or are they? I don't believe they are. No, they're Horizon League. Okay. Because I was looking at Miami of Ohio's schedule. I was trying to figure out a couple things here. So Akron, I'm guessing, won the MAC tournament because I was like, how does Miami of Ohio do a play-in, but Akron doesn't? Akron got the automatic bid, I'm assuming. I don't know. Again, it's my rant every year on here. I absolutely hate the fact that a team wins the regular season, then they have to, especially those smaller teams, and then they have to win a 3 or 4 day tournament. It's just like the whole season doesn't. I mean, you could theoretically not win a freaking game the whole year, and then you win 4 and you're in on it. I don't know. That's just a pet peeve. It always has been. It always has been. And to me, if you want to put the best 68 in, you put the best 68 in. That doesn't mean not picking on Furman, but Furman, a 6 seed in the Southern Conference, that's not one of the best 68 teams in it. Yeah, we'll see. Whatever. It's never going to change. We are in Kentucky's bracket again, and man, I'd love to get them a third time again. I would love to get them a third time again because we had no business losing either time to them. Zachamania 6534 for $5, man. I really appreciate you. At least we will play the team that just played a game. That's a good point. That is a good point. And thank you so much, Zach, for your generosity. You guys that super chatted here, super thanks tonight. Thank you so much on that. I really appreciate you. It's a good point on. Yeah, I mean, just imagine if Ole Miss wins the SEC tournament, they get in. That would. I just don't like it. I just don't like it, and that's a hill that I'll stand on until it's not there to stand on. But so Michigan, which I think would be a nightmare matchup for us if we got to the Elite Eight against them. Because I mean, I don't see anybody in that top half giving Michigan a game. I don't know. Maybe Alabama. Alabama surprises you in the tournament, though. They can get on some rolls. And I really think Michigan rolls through that top half. This bottom half is pretty interesting, though, with Tennessee. I'm betting we play SMU. I really think we play SMU on it. But Miami of Ohio, we will either play them or SMU on Friday night. So I guess those two probably play, Wednesday night? Miami of Ohio and SMU. So that's and then we'll get that one on it. You got to hope that's one of those barn burner games right there that both teams goes down to the wire. Oh, they play on Tuesday. Okay. Isn't that basically, let's see, where is it? Do they still play the early games in Dayton? So curious to see how much of a basically home game that is for Miami of Ohio. I just think when it boils down to it, SMU will be better than them. And that's who I expect will play. And I could be wrong on that one. Got a new member of the channel here, Cody Martin. 2025 became a YouTube member. Thank you guys. Again, thank you so much on that. Hopefully we can get some more. I've got to update the emojis on it and talk to somebody again today about getting some more merchandise going. That's been a slow process right now. Hopefully we'll get that back going on it. Let's see what we got here. So Tennessee plays SMU or Miami. And then you got Virginia, Wright State, Kentucky, Santa Clara, Iowa State, Tennessee State on it. Again, I mean, Virginia, heck of a team. Them and Tennessee will, I think, play a lot of similar style on that. But I think that's a winnable game. I think that's a winnable side of the bracket for Tennessee. I really do on it. I have to look more in depth on it. I mean, but at the same time, too, it's one of those two. If Tennessee doesn't bring it on Friday night, they could go to the house. That's, just as plain as that with it. They could easily go to the house Friday night on it. Looking at SMU, I kind of want to look at their stats a little bit. I've seen some of you talking about. Let's look at SMU stats here. I want to look at Miami of Ohio's too. Season stats for Miami of Ohio here. Dang, they got 7 guys averaging double digits in points. That's pretty crazy. I wonder if it's one guy for him, though. Says he only played 12 games. Let's see when the last time he played was. Oh, this dude's out for the year. He hadn't played since December 20th. Okay. So out of their guys who play Miami of Ohio regular, they've got they've got 6 guys who average double digits. That's pretty interesting. There, let's see, their main guy, Suter, looks like he is a guard. First team All-MAC. Kind of look what he did down the stretch here. He was what the heck's up with their – oh, here we go. All right, their stats don't make any sense. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let's see. He's been their main guy. He got pretty hot. He's been double digits for the last 15 games or so. He's a guard, and we know how guards have been. Brent Byers, a wing, 6'8", looks like MAC freshman of the year last year. Just kind of looks. All right, I'm going to look at SMU stats now. You know, B.J. Edwards is solid. B.J. Edwards will, you know, he's got to be wanting some all right, stats plus. Here we go. Nope. Boopy Miller. That's somebody mentioned him on here. 19.2 per game. 6-foot guard. That's these type guys, though, have been lighting us up here lately. I don't really know what happened on that with Edwards. It just didn't work out. Of course, he didn't play much that year. I mean, some of these guys in Barnes, I mean, I think it's just bottom line. Some of them can't take Barnes coaching. I mean, that's what with Bill Young, with Cam Carr. Again, I mean, you look at it right now. You've got B.J. Edwards. You've got Dill Young, Cam Carr, Tobey, and Waka out doing good things for other teams here. Now, obviously, I know Dill Young and Carr, if I'm not mistaken, are not in the tournament. But, man, it'd be nice to have those 4 guys. It really would. I mean, how much different would this roster look? Now, too, though, do you get a Jacoby Gillespie in that case? Do you even get an 8 Ament if you've got these guys? I mean, so there's different dynamics to it. But, man, it's tough when – especially they needed guard play. They needed another guard this year, and there's some other guys – out playing. This team in the offseason has got to, I think you got to go get a point guard again. I think you need 3 scores at least. And I wouldn't go, there'll be some guys hit the portal, I would think. I'm curious to see who will, but I'm hoping that the 4 big guys who are supposed to come back do come back, that being Estrella, Cade Phillips, Dwayne Brown, and Jalen Carey. I think another year with all 4 of them, but I wouldn't hesitate to go get another big guy if I'm Tennessee, just kind of a shot blocker type guy like Akpara was this year. And then you got 3 freshmen coming in. You know, 2. Again, some of these guys that are projects, I don't think you got time for them to be projects on it. I think you've got to go get scores, and not just 1. You need about 3 of them. And, you know, the bottom line is this team is – Rick Barnes is not winning any championship until he takes scoring more serious on it. Gillespie, Ament, great, but they needed more help this year. Yeah, thank you for joining. I really appreciate you. And for the $2 as well. Thank you so much on that one. Yep, Tennessee's possibly with Miami of Ohio on it. So why do you say that? I'm just curious on that. I don't know why he wouldn't be here. Yeah, you got to get a point guard and a shooting guard. There's no doubt about that. I know you got Evans and Boswell scheduled to come back if they both do come back, and you've got to have those scores. You've got to on it. I don't know. I see people say Carey may not be back. I don't see why he wouldn't be. I don't see why he wouldn't be. I think he's better than people give him credit for. I think I thought I answered this one. I don't know. I don't know why Edwards is no longer at UT. I thought I mentioned that a minute ago when it was asked. My thing is that I just don't think it worked out with him and Barnes. I just don't. Who was it? Lanier went to be the coach at SMU, and Edwards went with him. So, yep. Definitely a tough loss today. I mean, we say worst Tennessee team. It's not like this is a bad team this year, though. I know they've been frustrating to watch at times. We're still a 6th seed, though. That's not that bad. And if I'm not mistaken, our first Elite 8 was when we were a 6th seed. So, I don't know. I know people are mixed on Carey. I like him. I think he's got to finish better. There's no doubt. But I don't know. I like what he brings to the table. I hope he's back. And if they're not interested in letting him come back, why are they playing him as much as he is? Would be my question. I mean, Carey can dunk, so I don't know. Everybody's mixed on him. I like him. I like what he brings to the table. I would like him to be more consistent around the goal and stuff, but I still think he brings a lot. I would like to see him let him open. The thing with Barnes and the big guys is they don't step out enough. They were doing it earlier in the year. You would see Estrella, even Felix Okparis step out and hit some threes. And then all of a sudden you get conference play and you don't ever see them outside any. I don't know. I just think it's an offense that won't evolve. And do I think Barnes can win a national championship? Not unless he takes offense more serious. I don't. And that's not me saying anything bad about him or anything. I'm happy we've got him and what he does. But the bottom line to me is until they've got to have more scoring. And I think you've got to have point, shooting, and a wing who can all three score at any point. You can't just have two guys and then have a third one any night that could go off. But, how many nights this year was it just basically Ament and Gillespie carried the offense? And we know Ament struggled to get going for a little bit. Once he got going, though, he had a rough game from the field. Friday against Vanderbilt, but he still was able to get he was able to get to the free throw line a lot and get points on that. I think if they go out and get enough scoring, depending on what they do, again, I think you need 3 scorers next season. I really do on that one. I think if you address that, your 4 big guys come back. You get the progression out of Amari Evans. Boswell's got to become a little more of a scorer, I think. He's done a pretty good job all year. But, we'll see. That freshman class this year, I like it. Your Troy Henderson, what kind of step does he take? Dwayne Brown, Amari Evans, those 3 guys have turned out pretty good. What does the 3 guys coming in add to the table as well? Because looking at their rankings, let me look at it here. You got Ralph Scott, Manny Green, Marquise Clark on here. Scott, 6'8", 185, small forward, consensus 4-star. According to Rivals 24/7 ESPN, Manny Green, 6'6", 205, shooting guard. Rivals has him a 3-star, 24/7 ESPN, both have him a 4-star. And then Clark, a 6'2", point guard out of Chicago, consensus 3-star. But, man, he's supposed to be a big-time scorer. And from what I've read, too, Tennessee is really happy with him and thinks he's really undervalued and underrated. So, we'll see what them 3 guys bring to the table next year as well. Yeah, I don't know how close they were to getting Rice. He was on campus, but I mean, Rice has been out for the year. USC went out and invested all that money and got nothing out of it this year. They were big spenders in the portal, and USC is going to be watching the tournament the same way we are from the couch. So I'm going to end it on that one. I am going to record some baseball content here in a little bit and get that uploaded. Of course, get ready tonight. Big baseball game. It's as good as it gets tonight. Team USA with Paul Skeens against the Dominican Republic and that lineup. That's going to be big time. That's going to be a lot of fun tonight. But you guys have a great rest of your evening. I appreciate you spending this time with me watching the brackets revealed. And let's see, Friday night. We don't know the game times yet, but plan is we'll go live Friday night, talk about it, and hopefully we'll get into the weekend there. So this is Frank. This is the House of Orange, and I'll see you guys when I see you.